Bada boom, bada bang, bada bop. We are back today with some 5K training in the Adidas Evo SL. Real relatable stuff, no more marathon training, no more high mileage. And also gonna be doing some comparisons to this shoe, underrated sleeper TYR Maverick V1, and this shoe, Grammy nominated Asics Megablast. So if you are looking for a new shoe, you are in the right place, and an even better place would be the Supwell app. So Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade shoe marketplace out there, and it's the best place to find deals on shoes like this, the Adidas Evo SL, or the Megablast, or the TYR Maverick V1. Here's how it works. Somebody buys a shoe like this, it doesn't work for them, they list on the app well below MSRP and pass along a deal to a hobby jogger like you. So if you like saving money, or you want to be part of the best community of hobby jogger sickos, racking and stacking mileage, getting after it daily, get in with us and enjoy today's video.
I'll run to you, my friend. Stop loving me when you want me to. I'll run to you, my friend. When you won't stop loving you until the end.
Supwell Kitchen, doing Supwell Kitchen stuff. Fries, baked, homemade baked fries. Cajun, unassorted salt-based seasoning, and then bang! Look at this, buffalo. Oh, the Cheez-Its. She made sourdough vegan Cheez-Its and didn't give me any. But buffalo tofu sandwiches on the Dave's protein buns, and I'm salivating just looking at it. Some kale. Is it kale based coleslaw? Kale slaw, healthy kale slaw on the buffalo tofu. I showed rice a few weeks ago, and somebody told me vegan food looked dry. Like, bro, it's rice. You want wet rice? But these are some wet sandwiches. Let's go sloppy buffalo tofu. Let's go. That's how I like it. That's how I like it. Look at your big one. That is massive. Dude, that's bigger than my hand. Your hand is not bigger than that. New recipe? New recipe?
I said I should.
I know. Did you do a new recipe though? Or it's always different now because you have the sourdough starter? Yeah. That's that stuff I don't like. Don't like. That's a scary sight. You know what's crazy, man? Everyone knows that line. Oh gosh, this is just still screaming. Low mileage jogger, that's that stuff I don't like. Everyone knows the line, Fredo in the cut. That's a scary sight. But I didn't realize till now, going back and listening to the Don't Like, Chief Keef, feat. Lil Reese. It's actually Lil Reese who says that song. I think in the popular mind, hold on. Man, we're going to end this tripod beef over the weekend. I need to go to Best Buy, get the new one. I really do. But yeah, on the song, it's actually Lil Reese who says, Fredo in the cut. That's a scary sight. Hopefully the mic screen will protect the wind today. That was atrocious yesterday. The wind was just whipping during my breakdown. Hold on, let me get the ring light so we can put some shine on our superstar here, Adidas Adidas Evo SL. Hold up. Bang. There we go. It makes such a difference, man. And yesterday, the lighting was horrible up here. I was just going in, freestyling off the dome, talking about all sorts of crazy things, top 3 Kanye albums, dissing people about telling me to hire a coach, and the lighting was just atrocious. And there was some backlight over there too. There was big glare on the Vomero Plus, and even though those Vomero Plus were crispy white, you couldn't get a good shot of them. And then down on the street, because it's daylight savings time, or actually standard time, that's what the real nerds told me, is standard time now. So we lost an hour, and so at my normal filming time in the morning now, the sun is blocked by the tree. I also think, because this wasn't a problem last year, I think the big oak tree, let me just show you so you get a visual. This guy, I'm looking at that tree, and I own this tree too. This is on my property. That's why a lot of these low mileage guys are mad. You know how many trees they own? 0. And I got about 4 that I could just show you right here. This guy, that guy, that guy, and that guy. If the times ever get tough, I'm going to start selling timber. Don't play with me. I got more trees on my property than the mayor. The guy's getting out of hand. But yeah, the glare up here was bad on the street. The lighting was terrible with the Vomero Plus. Charlie suggested maybe we get somebody to just chop the top of the tree off. Take about 6 to 12 feet off the top of the tree. Haircut situation. You know how they used to do those flat top fros back in the 80s or 90s, like Will Smith used to have? We're going to do that to the top of the tree. Just chop it off so I get some better lighting down there on the street. But today, coming out with the ring light, bang, throw some lighting on the Evo SL. And this is what I've noticed. You want the ring light to be only as sufficient to light the shoe, but not know that it's there. Because you can't even tell we have a ring light on right now. It just looks like perfect. And then if you turn it off, you can tell that we have some issues. So this is a great combination because you can tell from the right side, top of the Evo SL, getting some good light over here. Then on the back side, we got the ring light. So ring light for the back is nice and well-rounded, natural light at the front. I'm really liking how we set up this shot right now. So anyway, Adidas Adizero Evo SL today. We're going to do some 5K training in it. So the whole thing with my channel right now, I'm trying to be more relatable. I'm trying to connect to the people. The high mileage training content is not working, is not connecting. And what people want to see, what I've learned, because they told me this, you got to do shorter races. People don't want to see marathon training stuff. It's not relatable. 100-mile weeks, not relatable. 22-mile days, especially in random brand shoes like the TYR Maverick, not relatable. Doing workouts like 3 miles at threshold with 3 miles or 3 kilometers at 5K pace, and then 400s at mile race pace. Not relatable. That's too hard for the average person. So we need to make things easier, more relatable, and run in shoes that are popular. And this strategy is paying off because yesterday, man, I've been running all these random shoes, right? The TYR, the Under Armour, and somebody suggested you got to go back to the Vomero Plus because ever since you dissed it, this is my guy Ross, your running has been poor. And then I also thought, man, the Vomero Plus, that's a popular shoe. Let me just run in a popular shoe. That could probably help fix the channel. So look at this, man. Latest published content. The money was up there. You don't need to see that. Latest published content, ranking by views, 1 out of 10 in the Vomero Plus. Do you see that? 1 out of 10. It's gotten 3.9 thousand views in the first 8 hours. Meanwhile, we go to 22-mile day in the TYR Maverick, 1.4 thousand views in the first 8 hours. That's nearly triple. That's horrible, right, man? Horrible. Then Under Armour, 2.4 thousand views in the first 8 hours. So this is what I'm saying, man. We got to go with these hype shoes. So that's why we're bringing the Adidas Adizero Evo SL out today. I don't even really like this thing that much. I've run in this, I think, one time, this pair. It's mainly a prop for the channel. I just bring it out because it looks nice and a lot of people like it. And today I'm going to run in it, and we're going to do some 5K training in it and put out some relatable content for the people. So what is this shoe? Why do I potentially not like it as much as other people? Well, this is Adidas's fast speed training shoe, fast daily trainer. There's a little plastic plate in here, but people think of it as a non-plated shoe. You get the OG or the classic Light Strike Pro bouncy race foam. It's in the zone for a lot of people that we call the Goldilocks zone, not too soft, not too firm. However, even though it is a hype king, it is a more polarizing shoe than a lot of people think. Not everybody loves this shoe, and a lot of it comes down to the foam type here combined with the geometry. So if you look at the geometry, it's relatively flat from the back through the forefoot, and then you get the rocker. So to get the best experience out of this shoe, you have to land in a certain way, which is like this. Not everyone lands like this. A lot of people land like this, and actually, by the way, the shoe works well for slamming down the back. The shoe also works well if you're just putting down more force. But if you're jogging or if you're not landing right on the front, I have found the shoe doesn't feel the best. But today, we're going to do some 5K training, maybe some zone 3 miles, relatable, and see if this is any better. As a matter of fact, I know it's going to be better. But on the positive side, what I have liked about this shoe, it's fun. It is really bouncy. It's a great deal at $150. Adidas has it in a bunch of colorways. You can find them on the Supwell app for cheaper. There's not a lot wrong with it. And it is a shoe that has changed consumers' expectations of value. And now every brand is chasing what this thing is. And we've seen just this week, right? Saucony dropped their Endorphin Azura teaser. They dropped the teaser. They didn't drop the shoe. Fleet Feet, I think, had a video on it. Somebody posted the video on the Supwell app, and it's the same exact price as this, $150 for a Saucony Endorphin Speed 5 without the plate. That's essentially what the Azura is. You're getting more foam, or just as much foam, paying less money because it doesn't have the plastic plate. It's hilarious. So Adidas really changed the game. We, of course, have the Asics Megablast, which does seem like it was developed in response to this, even though it's a much more expensive shoe, but that does have a superior foam. We have Nike, which has done nothing, I don't think, yet. But hopefully Nike comes out with the response to this. Brands are chasing this. This is the next frontier, and nobody has really been able to do anything close to it yet. It's almost like what happened when Asics dropped the Super Blast. However, the TYR Maverick, actually, the shoe I was just talking about, that is pretty close. Let me grab that one. Yeah, as I was saying, none of the mainstream brands have been able to deliver the price plus the race foam bounce experience of the Evo SL, but TYR, a random brand that nobody cares about, has been the closest. So very similar in weight, very similar specs, similar bounce. This is the shoe that I did the 22-mile day in earlier this week, which I'm going to stop saying nobody watch. Only the true sickos watch that video. 22 miles in the TYR Maverick. I really enjoyed it, man. I went 14 in the morning. I think that it was an average 7:40 pace, but I picked it up to the end at around to 6:30, 6:40. So giving it some gas, and the shoe responded really well. It has this quick, bouncy, aggressive feel once you get it going. But because of the geometry here, it feels a lot more forgiving for landing on the back and for relaxed miles. It's definitely a speedy shoe, but it feels more forgiving than the Evo SL. It also has some of the same issues as the Evo SL, mainly the fit of the upper, or just the material of the upper. That's the main complaint a lot of people have with the Evo SL. The geometry thing is more of a polarizing. For some people it works, for some people it doesn't, but pretty much everyone can agree the upper on this thing is not the best. In the TYR, oh gosh. Man, I had everything going so well with the lighting and the tripod setup. It was framed the rule of thirds, and I knocked the camera down, and now it's blurry. It's like it's got a concussion or something. We got to wait for it to recover. Usually takes a few tries. Hold on. All right, there we go. We're back. Now I have to redo the tripod. That's going to be another setup. All right, not that bad. Listen to this. TYR upper test. Scratchy, right? Evo SL upper. Also scratchy. Less scratchy. I think the material on the Evo SL is slightly better. But yeah, TYR has been the brand that's come the closest so far to delivering what the Evo SL has delivered. You can also find this, I think right now they put the discounts back, so you can find it for around $100. So great value for a fun, bouncy ride. And it really does stand up to the mileage. Just different. Overall, different shoe. It prioritizes slightly more of landing on the back. It has a different toe-off experience, but similar use case and intent with these shoes. Also, nice wide-fitting upper. Now, the other shoe that's given the Evo SL a run for the money, even though it is a lot more expensive, so $225, is the Asics Megablast. Smacking boys down in the Megablast. Bodying a low mileage clown in the Megablast.
Smacking boys down in the Megablast. Smacking boys down in the Megablast. Bodying a low mileage clown in the Megablast.
Yeah, this thing is a tank, man, a beast. One of the best shoes ever created, if not the best shoe ever created. So you get the FF Turbo Squared here. Firm, bouncy, fun. When you get it out of the box, the more you run it, the softer it gets. Also, if you want to use it as a daily trainer and put a lot of miles on it, the softer it gets. I have enjoyed the Megablast a lot more than the Evo SL for a daily trainer. And if you just look at the back with this geometry here, it's more designed to be capable of running relaxed paces. It's more designed for this half of the platform in the back for you to land on it and for you to use this to bounce and propel versus the Evo SL. You can even just see in the stance here, it really wants you to get on the front. So it works better for a variety of foot strikes here. Also an incredible long run shoe. It can feel firmer at slower paces, that's the thing, but what you're losing in any of that underfoot comfort at the slower paces, you're getting back in the long run capability and the speed capability, and also the durability of this is fantastic. I put 200 miles on it in, about a month or 5 or 6 weeks, and it was just a complete tank. I mean, it looks brand new out of the box. The rubber's not wearing down too bad. Just look at this thing. So this is the other shoe that has given the Evo SL a run for its money, but $75 more expensive. So Evo SL still top of the game, top of the food chain when it comes to price and value. We're going to take it out for some 5K training miles today. We're not doing marathon training anymore. 5K training miles, and I guess we'll just see where it takes us. Let's do it. Up the Evo, man. The only thing bigger than my ego is the Evo. Oh, also from yesterday, the top 3 Kanye albums that I was asking about, a lot of people had 808s. I'm still surprised how many people had 808s and Heartbreak up there. I honestly kind of forgot about it. I know people love that one. I think 808's, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, and Pablo are thought of as his most creative albums. But yeah, I don't know. 808's for me, just okay in his discography. But it's one of the most influential albums of the 2000s because that's what shifted mainstream rap from being gangsta rap to more of melodic auto-tune. That's what brought auto-tune into the mainstream. So shout out 808s. Is 808s the Evo SL of music? This is what shifted from plated shoes to non-plated shoes? I don't know. That's a stretch. That's a stretch for sure. But yeah, lacing these up, the fit is fine. I actually went with the thicker sock today. I went with the stance. These are the millennial socks, the millennial low-cut socks. These are I put money in my Fidelity investment account socks right here from Stance. Nice padding in the back. I don't know. Overall fit is good. Let's just go out there and run in these. Plan for today, 10K or 5K training. So that means zone 2 miles. And yeah, I don't know. We're just going to get a 10-mile run. Let's do it. We got the slugs out. Let's go. Yeah, plan for this run, nice 10-miler this morning. And the thing with the Evo SL, I haven't run in this, definitely not since the TYR Maverick got in the house. And I don't think I have since the Megablast. Maybe I've ran in this once since the Megablast came. So it'll be a good comparison today. Yeah, right away here. Man, these shoes just always feel so firm to me.
when I start running in them. And I was in the Vomero Plus yesterday. I actually ran that twice. I enjoyed it so much for my morning run. I ran it in the afternoon. That foam is just so much more comfortable than this. These always just feel so flat and lifeless to me in the beginning. You gotta get them going though. It's a shoe that needs some juice. Yeah, the thing with the Megablast, way more energetic at the slower paces. You can feel that it wants you to run fast. With this, just feels like I land and it's not giving me much. It's like I have to get it going to get anything. All right, I'm trying to stomp the ground. Like that old breakdancing movie, Stomp the Yard. Doing another loop here to warm up. And look at that. Birds of prey are out scouting for low mileage, boys. But yeah, I saw a review on the app earlier this week. I think it was my guy Daniel, and he was saying the shoe is like a game. You have to find the exact right spot to land. I know exactly what he means. It's a bounce zone type of shoe. And very unforgiving if you don't nail it. I feel like 808 is the Kanye album I want to love more than I do. RoboCop, for example. People love that song, and I go back to listen to it. I don't know. Just okay. Just okay. I just like rap Kanye better, angry Kanye better, and experimental, weird rock Kanye better. 808's not my favorite. Mile 1, 7:23. I think 808, that's actually a great comparison for the Evo. I ditched my quarter zip at home, by the way. Got the Supwell on the chest now. No Nike. A lot of low mileage boys don't like me. Max cushion shoes because the road gets spiky. Yeah, the Evo SL is the 808 and heartbreak of running shoes. Changed the game. Polarizing though. Potentially overrated. But undeniably classic and important for the genre. Highly influential. But also a bit one note. 808s and heartbreak, and kind of one note. No drums, just the auto crooning over the 808s. Similar to this thing. Zone 3. A lot of people don't know this Kanye lore, but the song Love Lockdown off 808s That's actually about getting a good fit when you lace up a pair of running shoes. Love lockdown, love lockdown. I need a snug lockdown, a snug lockdown. I need a snug lockdown, a snug lockdown. For zone 2, for zone 2. The hire a coach rant is doing numbers, man. Doing numbers. He told me to hire a coach, and I just got a check off the clap back. You can pay for a month of your daughter's preschool or more off the hire a coach rant money. 'Cause I know a lot of these boys, they got their kids in the kinder care next to the cemetery trying to tell me what to do with my life. You gotta figure out your situation, bro. I'm giving out free game. Do something with your life. Mile 2, 6:53. I think I'm giving these guys too much credit. They don't have kids. They don't have kids. The only women they see are their mom when she brings that freshly microwaved Chef Boyardee to the basement, and grandma when she comes through for the sleepover. Better make some room on that futon, big fella. Grandma's coming over tonight. Worried about my weekly mileage. These guys still playing Wii Fit. Make it make sense. The only running he's doing is on COD. Man, I'm moving pretty good in these. 640, 650. They still just feel kind of punishing for my stride. It's another one of these shoes. I just want to like it more than I do. I love the views it brings, though. Thank you, Evo. It's a Mint Hill Friday. Feeling mighty fine. Grinding hard till I hit the 229. These low mileage boys know nothing but the comeback. They're about to get bodied. Throw them in the rucksack. Feeling like OJ. Where the gloves at? There's a whole lot of hate. Where's the love at? Shout out Supwell. Where my demon slugs at? Mile 3, 640. I didn't even try to run fast. Oh, I just hit a sub 23-minute 5K. Let's go. It's relatable content right there. Let's go. Turn the haters PR into a punchline. Smacking boys down like a bully in the lunch line. You know I'm always balling out when it's crunch time. Make your mama feel good, like some brunch wine. Don't play with me, man. Told you I'm catching bodies left and right this week. It's like a Trump stimulus check. Handing out smackdowns free of charge. You know what Evo stands for? I learned this recently. Engagement, views. Oh yeah. If you're a supporter and you got your daughter in the kinder care next to the cemetery, I'm sorry, man. I didn't mean to offend you. I know sometimes the budget's the budget. We gotta do what we gotta do. So keep grinding, bro. It's like when Westside Gunn said, my car is worth more than your life. It's true, but I know he's not talking to me. So if I say something smacking guys down and you're a supporter, just know I'm not talking to you. I love you. I do think you could probably find a better daycare option though, unless you live in some sort of a rural area where there's only 1 or 2 facilities and maybe the other facility has some quality issues. Something like a E. coli outbreak, or they found ringworm in the applesauce in 2023, then I would understand the kinder care next to the cemetery choice. But I would still evaluate, and there's home daycares too. That's a route you could go. Just look into your options, dude, because it's not great just having to drive by the cemetery every morning before daycare drop off. But then again, cemeteries are some of the most green space areas. So it could be a good thing. Good oxygen. Might be better than the one next to the projects, just in terms of safety as well. So yeah, I don't know, man. You're making good decisions. I trust you to parent your daughter. That's what these guys don't understand though. I got the trash talk monetized. Making money off this right now while I'm sleeping. I get it active and passive. And the Germans running it up overnight. And a lot of those guys are typing upset comments. But guess what? They're not getting paid to do that. There's actually an opportunity cost. They're losing money to hate and losing time. I'm running it up regardless. You can never beat me. You can never beat me. Making money off this right now. Let's go. You could go ahead and try. It's real accessible. You don't even need a GoPro. Just an iPhone. The video stabilization is advanced these days. So get you an iPhone and talk your trash. Talk your trash. Record it, put it on YouTube. Drop a link. Go ahead and try. You can't. Nobody can talk this trash like me. Hang my Supwell singlet in the rafters. It's a trash talk goat. I want all the smoke. I want all the smoke, man. This is Matt Barnes' shoe tube. I really might drive 9 hours just to give a boy a beat down. I might drive 9 hours just to win your local 5K. Man, embarrass you at the turkey trot in front of your girlfriend. 36 years old with a girlfriend. It's embarrassing, bro. At least you made it off the couch. Congrats. These guys 42 years old, still got the Blank Hub premium subscription. Clean up your act, man. Go to church. Get some mileage in, something. Because right now, it's looking bad for you. It's looking real bad for you. Still got the Kleenex and the Aquaphor. 43 years old, eating Chef Boyardee. Atrocious. You know who you are. Gotta show me. You know who you are. Hammering. I'm hammering today. That was 6:28. Nice zone 3 miles. Let's go. sub 25K training. It's going well so far. It's going well so far. You might not like my cocky attitude, but your mom does. You're gonna have to start calling me Mr. Joanna. We're gonna get the chore chart going and everything. Teach you some respect. Man, this thing is wobbly in all directions. Really feels like there's nothing to land on. Stability could 100% be improved, and just flattening out the platform. I feel like Zoran Mamandi, man. Everybody is entitled to a smackdown. Equal opportunity smackdowns. Communal smackdowns, baby. We're gonna get all the low mileage boys, pool in their miles, split them up, and split up the smackdowns too. Feel like Andrew Cuomo of the mileage, because I'm touching a lot of people with the motivation. Let's go. Mile 7, 6:39, up the hill, eating. It's a bloodbath out here this morning. It's a bloodbath. Let's go. You know what's ironic, man? I've been trying to figure it out. It's a puzzle. It's ironic how these boys turned out to be low mileage when their mom has high mileage. Make it make sense. I just upped the rating on my channel to PG-13. I apologize, but that's the era. That's life. Sometimes you gotta smack people down inappropriately. The kids might need to learn that. So if you're watching with the youth, let them know. I'm giving a valuable lesson. You can't let people talk to you any which way. You gotta smack them down and figure out how to make money from it. This is entrepreneurship 101. Might start giving lectures at the Boys and Girls Club. Man, this thing's gotta be one of the least comfortable running shoes. My goodness. Eating. Mile 9, 6:36. Let's go, one more. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Doing some strides here. Then falling back to steady pace. That's fitness. That's fitness. Let's go. Last push, man.
what you call a good old-fashioned Carolina mileage smackdown. Getting reparations with this mileage. Ah! They told me to make a cash outlay for a purveyor of running-related services. They told me to do that. All right, I really think this is the last video with the... Did I even stop? Oh, what the... Did this thing automatically stop? Oops. All right, there we go. 6:38 pace, 1 hour, 8 minutes, 19 seconds, 108%. Can you see that? 108% efficiency. Excellent. My watch thinks I'm excellent. Aerobic TE. You see that? Let's crank up the brightness all the way. Aerobic TE improving. Best mile, 541. I didn't realize I threw a 541 in there. 153 heart rate. That actually is really efficient. 6:38 pace at a 153 heart rate. Man, I'm moving. Man, guys telling me to cut the mileage, and I'm throwing down 10 milers at a 6:38 pace. On demand. Stop it. Anyway, Adidas Evo SL. I don't like this shoe. I don't, and we don't need another bashing video. It's not really about that. But I think what I'm surprised about is, for me, this is just not a fun shoe to run in, but it does work. It does perform. I mean, I was out there moving in this thing. It's perfect for that zone 3. I guess I was actually in higher end of zone 2 today because I was so efficient, but just perfect for the faster zone 3 middle gray zone miles, right? A zone 1, if we're talking about paces, would be pure recovery. Zone 2, the slower daily stuff. Zone 3, right in the middle, not quite a race pace, but not slow enough to be recovery or daily. That's what this thing always excels at. And I mean, just based on the metrics here, I was super efficient in it. I was moving well at those paces, but it's just the feel. It's the performance versus the feel. And I've talked about this framework before. Some of these shoes that I don't like the shoes, but they like me. It works. It really does work well at these paces. It's just, I'm not getting any of the fun and the bounce and the excitement that other people describe. For me, that comes way more for the Megablast, man. I mean, I was writing sonnets. I wrote a full album about the Megablast because I just enjoyed the experience so much. And I think that's what you're paying the extra $75 for in this thing. At least for me, you get the performance and you get the fun. This thing, I know it's the hyped streetwear king and everyone is so excited about it, but I just don't get any of that fun out of this shoe.
Bang! In the street yelling bang! In the street yelling bang. Yeah, man, I'm happy today because we got the sun. We're back in the light. It might be going behind some clouds, but at least we're not completely in the darkness. I was able to actually get some natural light on the shoe for the thumbnail, and you already know that Evo is about to set it off today. But yeah, I didn't just run in the shoe, the Evo, for the engagement views. Oh yeah, that's what Evo stands for. No, I did want to do a revisit on this thing because the Maverick came out, the Megablast came out. I haven't given this a whole lot of love, and very similar to the Vomero Plus from yesterday, like I was talking about, not my favorite shoe, but I did get it up to 100 miles. I actually had a white and black pair that I sent to Grant, the OG pair, the white with the black stripes and the gray outsole. I got it up to 100 miles because it's a very popular shoe, and I know people like to see the 100-mile reviews of those shoes, not necessarily because it's my favorite. Something like the Megablast, I did 100 miles in 7 days because it was my favorite, and then I got 200 miles within the period that it would have taken me to get usually 60 to 70 miles on another shoe. So yeah, not an all-time favorite for me, but one of the internet's favorite, if not the internet's favorite running shoe this year. I think this and then the Vomero Plus has become a really beloved shoe. I'm trying to think of some other shoes. Megablast, of course, but with the price point, I'm not going to make any jokes about people's financial situation, but just with the price point, it's a hard sell. This is a lot of gosh dang money, man. I was asking one of my friends, and it turns out one of my friends from college, he was a few years older than me, so we weren't best friends or anything, but in the same fraternity, and nice guy. I was friends with him, and he lived with his girlfriend at the time. He had us over to their house. My ex actually went to the same high school as him, Phillips Academy Andover. Ever heard of it? But yeah, he reached out to me recently. We're in the same fantasy league, and he was like, dude, I found your channel. It's so cool. I had no idea you were doing this. And he's also a startup guy, and he actually just shut down his startup. So he's saying it's so cool that you're working on this, and gosh dang, that takes a lot of grind to be doing these daily videos for years while working on the app and everything. And he was asking me about Novablast 5 and Megablast. And even with him, this startup dude whose parents live in Dubai and who went to Phillips Academy Andover, I'm saying, I don't know if you should buy the Megablast. $225 for a running shoe is a lot of money. I don't care who you are. So not as many people have tried the Megablast. And for a shoe like that, the actual difference for most people who are buying something like the Evo SL at full price without thinking too much about it, if you're buying a $150 shoe and you have race shoes in your rotation, people like to make such a big deal about the $75 difference. But if you could buy the $150 shoe and you have a $300 Alpha Fly, it's likely that the $75 is not going to completely break the bank for you. Otherwise, if it is going to completely break the bank for you, I'm no Dave Ramsey. I'm not, but maybe you shouldn't be buying the $150. Anyway, $225 is a lot of money on paper. If you look at the percentage difference, it's what, 30% more or something. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So not as many people have tried it. The price point on this is what makes it so attractive and desirable. Also the availability. So ironically, Adidas did this constricted demand thing at the beginning, or constricted supply thing, where they only had the white and black colorway and it was only available in some places. You weren't able to really get your hands on it. I was able to get it because a local run store reached out. Actually, I got my first Evo in the Megablast from the same local run store. They're somewhere here in Carolina. This really nice dude keeps reaching out when he gets hype things, and I've been able to get these shoes early. But they constricted the supply. It drove the hype up. They had their top guys wearing it, Anthony Edwards wearing it. They made it a cool shoe. They did a whole fashion rollout, and it worked. It worked. It became the internet's favorite running shoe. The Redditor, or the product manager, went on Reddit and was trolling people. One of the weirdest things I've ever seen. I don't know why Adidas would have their people go on Reddit just to be poking fun at fans of their shoes. He was basically making a mockery of anybody asking questions about the Evo SL2 and just being super rude, really. So, yeah, popular shoe. I have never gotten the fun out of this that a lot of people have. I think I'm just missing something with it, or it's missing something for me. It just feels weirdly firm and harsh underfoot. But if we throw up this run, I was moving. I was very efficient in it. It made a zone 3 pace be more of a zone 2 pace. And of course, some of that is my fitness as well. But it is a very efficient shoe for faster daily miles. When you can work with it and get it going, hitting off the exact correct spot, getting into the right rhythm with it, it's nice. I really struggled to get the bounce with it. And then at the end, if you look at the end here, last mile, I did some strides. And I guess I actually averaged a 540 on that last mile moving. But even at the strides, it's always lacking for me for something. The Boston 13, I can dig into the ground more. Same thing with the Megablast, man. This foam in the front, it just really comes alive for strides, and for me, overall, a better shoe. Now, of course, budget and price on this thing is going to take it over the Megablast. I also think the stability, that was very noticeable for me on this today. It's not just a lateral stability issue, and if we look at this shoe here, you can see, well, that might be a good thumbnail, right? The overcast sky really makes it pop. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. But yeah, if you look at the geometry here, there's not much of a flat area. It's curved for the entirety of the platform. It is flat back here, but it's curved. And if you look at it this way, it's also curved. So it just has this big curve, and you got to land on it the right way. But in terms of the actual performance, not the feel, is great, and I can see why so many people love this, especially if you're using it for the zone 3 miles. And I also think it's one of these shoes, kind of like the Megablast here, not so much the TYR Maverick, but the Megablast, where it softens up with some miles. So my best experiences with the Megablast were those periods where, because I got it up to 200 miles, I was running in it a whole lot, but those periods where I was running 10 miles one morning and then 10 miles the next morning, maybe I even did my afternoon runs in the shoe. So I was putting 20 to 30 miles on the shoe within a period of 2 to 3 days. That's where the Megablast really shines, for high usage. Now, because of the stack in the heel, I have heard some people saying this can irritate higher up the chain, so hips and IT band for running fast, and I think if it softens up some, maybe that would be an issue. And I kind of get what they're saying with the higher stack if you are using the shoe a lot or putting a whole lot of power down into the shoe, but there's always going to be trade-offs, right? I felt very similar about the Mag Max actually. I did one fast workout in that thing and I felt irritated higher up the chain, and especially if you're not popping off the front, because I found with the Megablast, you get up on the front here and you can really rip, man. I have done 330 pace, 340 pace strides and surges in this thing. Some of my fastest paces of the year have been in this thing. Something about landing on the front is just so explosive, which I was not quite getting in this today. Now, with my strides, I was going back down to steady pace today versus doing more of a true jog to really generate power. And I'll probably do some more strides this afternoon and whatever I end up running in. Maybe I'll run in the Vomero Plus again. I actually might pull that white pair into my rotation because I really did like it yesterday. But yeah, with this thing, just not as much of that explosive feel. But that is the difference between a last gen race foam like we have in the Evo SL. It's the supercritical TPEE, and a new gen race foam, the aliphatic TPU. We actually called PIBA, which is a last gen race foam, outdated on the Instagram, and somebody said, PIBA outdated? That's wild. And I explained to him, we had a conversation. I said, yeah, it sounds silly to say PIBA is outdated, but the reality is that the top brands, Asics, Saucony, Adidas, Mizuno too, or is that a TP? Regardless, the top brands are moving toward the aliphatic TPU. The TPEE is also in the conversation as well, but this very much feels like a last gen race foam, and it's not the current Adidas race foam. So not nearly as explosive, not nearly as much return. The geometry does encourage a nice efficient foot strike up in the front, very much a rhythm shoe. And what I do like about the Evo SL is that it never tires underfoot. So 10 miles, 20 miles, 30 miles. I've done a 30-mile run in the Evo SL. It doesn't get too mushy or tired or fatigued. So that is a really nice quality, especially for a super lightweight shoe. I think the downside is you have to be running with strong form for the entire time. So the runs where I have enjoyed these shoes the most are those runs where, again, I'm at the pace like today, 6:30, 6:40, 6:50. Are most people going to be running zone 3 pace for 2.5 hours for the entirety of their long run? Likely not. Most long runs for marathon training are going to be relaxed, especially if you're starting out. It's really hard to hold faster paces for the long run, so that's where it becomes limited. But yeah, it's a good shoe, not on the level of the Megablast still for me. Also, not on the level of the TYR Maverick. I really do think, man, I know a lot of people are going to be sleeping on this as joking, not really joking. It was pure data that nobody watched, or only the real sickos and dedicated Supwell fans watched the TYR Maverick video. But this is up there. This is in that conversation. There is more underfoot comfort. You can see on the foam here, nice, softer, way better for heel striking and relaxed miles in the back, but it's got some nice pep and pop and more fun. I just had a better time running in the Maverick earlier this week. It feels more forgiving, but also has some more pep. I did put in the insole here, and very similar issues across these two shoes in terms of upper and insoles. The upper in the Megablast, I know some people had the issues with the fit, but the actual material is fine. And when I say fit, I mean sizing, not getting a good lockdown or anything. And the insole of this is fine. So those issues aren't really there. But with the Evo, not the most comfortable fit. Same thing with the Maverick, just in terms of this material, but put on a thicker pair of socks, it's fine. And then I did change the insole, but you don't have to. Regardless, softer feel in the Maverick. I do think the Evo takes it for longer miles, just in terms of the not fatiguing. But I gotta say, with the Maverick, even though I felt maybe the forefoot was giving me some sort of a weird situation on the longer miles, or maybe just the entire time I was running in it, when I put down some power, so very similar to today when I dropped the 540 last mile in the Evo, I dropped the 615 last mile on a 22-mile day in the Maverick. This thing was singing, man. It was singing. So very similar shoe. Of course, it doesn't have the brand recognition. It doesn't have the hype of the Evo. But if you are more of a heel striker or midfoot striker, or just want something with more stability and comfort, I would really give the Maverick a chance, man. I would give this thing a chance. Or if you've had the Evo, and I know it's been out for almost a year now, or maybe a year for some people, if you have this and you're looking for something different and don't want to pay $225 for the Megablast, that's where this comes into play. You can get it for half the price, $110. Of course, you can find deals on any of these shoes on the Supwell app, but if you want to buy them new, you can get the tier. I saw yesterday that they dropped the price again on this to something like 100 or 110. Yeah, other things, I guess, fast speed, high-end capability. These shoes seem very similar to me. Me personally, I'm not running any of my workouts in these shoes. I guess technically was today a workout. I don't know. It was an aerobic run. I use these shoes for my faster aerobic runs. I did run some workouts in the Megablast, but again, not my favorite just because of the higher. I don't like higher stack non-plated foams for running hard. Something about it is just weird. I feel like it just messes with my hips and everything. So the carbon is really nice for that, or a lower stack shoe, something like a Hyperion, or I know a lot of people like the Rival Fly, or even the Takumi is not my favorite, but something like that. I guess then we're going to plates, the Vaporfly, we're going to plates. Regardless, neither of these are my pick for workout shoes at my paces, but I know a lot of people have been getting along well with either of them. Now, if we're gonna go marathon shoe, I think that'll be the last question, right? The Evo, you can do it, but it's just the stability and the underfoot comfort. It can feel kind of punishing if you're not running with the right form. Same thing with the TYR Maverick. Some of the softness and the comfort starts to flatten out after an hour to 90 minutes, and it's not noticeable if you're picking up the pace, but if you stop, it's not going to be the best. And both of these shoes kind of workmanlike in the sense that because they don't have the plates, I do feel that the foam fatigues some once you get 90 minutes in, and you have to do more of that work. So if you're looking for a marathon shoe non-plated out of this bunch, I would definitely go for the Megablast. This one is Supwell certified for the marathon. I know people have already been running marathons in these 4-hour marathons, 3:30 marathons. I did a 25-mile long run. I should have just gone the 1.2 extra miles to say I ran a marathon in the Megablast. But you know what? I'm glad I didn't, because if I did that, there'd be a bunch of more clowns out here talking about, oh, the reason you didn't run a sub 230 is because you ran a marathon during training, overtraining. That's what they said to me last year. I had people so upset that I was running all these marathons during training, and then guess what? I ran a sub 239, and the same people that were offended and upset that I was running marathons during training last year, now this year we're saying, oh, his longest run was only 25 miles. What does he do? Make it make sense. It makes no sense. But if you need a marathon non-plated shoe, my pick out of this crop would be the Asics Megablast half marathon, Evo, or Megablast 10K, 5K. Any of these shoes is gonna be fine. TYR Maverick, best deal, best for heel striking in the back. Megablast, best long run shoe, best if you're gonna do speed workouts. Evo SL, this is the tried and true pick, best for higher cadence 4-foot runners. Not my personal favorite. I really hope I get something new or get something different when they refresh this shoe. I wonder if it's the Light Strike Pro, because this generation, I was never a huge fan of the Adios Pro 3 either, and that was a beloved shoe. Just so many people love that shoe, and I just never got that special quality to it. Something with the geometry and then the slight firmness of the foam, and people say it needs breaking. I don't know. The Evo SL last pair, there were some runs where I felt, yeah, this is okay, this is good, I'm seeing what people are saying, but still just never truly special with this version of Light Strike Pro. This version of Light Strike Pro is just okay to me. It's funny though, when I was the Freudian slip Boston, I did love the Boston 12. That was one of my favorite marathon or training shoes and workout shoes of all time. Maybe it's something to do with the rods in there, and maybe it has something to do with that version of Light Strike Pro, slightly different than this. I think it's more similar to the Light Strike Pro that was in the Takumi Sen 8. So I think we might have seen 3 versions of Light Strike Pro over the last few years. The Takumi Sen 8 Boston 12 version, the Adios Pro 3 Evo SL version, and then the super soft stuff, which is the Adios Pro 4 version, and maybe it's in some other stuff. But yeah, this thing to me has always just been okay, this version of Lightstrike Pro. None of the shoes that have it have elevated themselves into the banger camp for me. But there you go, that was 5K training in the Evo SL. I ran a sub 22 5K today, so I think we're on the road to sub 20. Let me know what other types of relatable content videos you want to see on the channel here in the next few weeks. I appreciate you. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. If this is the 808 Kanye, the Evo SL, that means the next one is gonna be what, Yeezus? The SL Evo SL2? Gonna be Yeezus Kanye? Is that right? That's gonna be crazy. What does that even look like? Is that what 808s? Yeah, I don't know, man. 808s, just okay. Just okay. Love Lockdown, all those singing heartbreak songs. Should have named it 808s and mileage. Would have given it a 10 out of 10.